Hey, good evening, everyone. I had mentioned the last time I did a review that I was gonna try to see what kind of Black Friday deals I could get and see what I could pick up. I told you guys I had two shoes on my radar that I was trying to pick up. One of these shoes came out like 9 months ago, I think sometime between February and March, and I wanted to get this shoe. I was not selected for the raffle. Nike did EA for it and then gave out EA, and then you had to get EA in order to buy the shoe. So I missed out on the raffle from Union. I missed out on the EA from Nike, and resale at that time was just way too high for the shoe. But luckily, with some Black Friday deals and some discount codes and stuff for Black Friday, I was able to get this shoe for basically $2, I think, less than retail or $2 more than retail. So I didn't lose out on nothing with this shoe. So that worked out perfectly for me. So go ahead and open this up real quick and let you guys see what's inside. And of course, if I say Union, you guys know what this is. But shout out to I ended up picking these up from Holy Ground Sneakers out in California. The location that this sneaker came from, they got a location in Brea and one in Upland. This came from the Brea location, so they shipped these out actually same day I ordered them during Black Friday weekend. They printed the label and got them scanned by the post office. The one for Upland, they printed their label, I think, later that night, but they didn't get picked up until like Tuesday that following week. But the Brea location had this shoe headed out same night on a Saturday. I don't know how they were able to do that and have it scanned by the post office same night. The guys are pretty hard working. The other ones too, yeah, I'm sure they were a couple of days behind, probably just because they had a lot of clients and a lot of customers, so they probably got backlogged. So not saying that they don't work as hard. I'm just saying the La Brea location got the shoe out same day. Um, and the other shoe that I did have with this one will be here Monday. So since it was a couple of days behind, it's a couple of days coming in. So anyway, let me go ahead and get this open up and show you guys what we got here. This is my first time ever seeing this shoe in hand. I've seen a couple reviews on it, but I've never seen it in person. So I'm pretty eager and excited to get these unboxed and show you guys what these are. Alright. And I haven't, like, my goal has not been to buy anything resale, but if I have bought anything resale this year, I've bought it from Holy Ground Sneakers. I got the Jordan 4 SB Pine Greens from them, and I got this shoe and the other shoe that's on the way. So let's go ahead and get these opened up so you guys can see them. From the box, you guys should already know, and because I said Union, you guys should already know what these are. I don't want to show the price tag on these, but for some reason they got them here on the box. But like I said, with the Black Friday deal, these are basically retail. But it says here Air Jordan 1 Retro High OGSP, size 9.5, which is my true to size. So let's go ahead and get these bad boys open. I'll open it up like this. So you guys see the tissue paper there. Like I said, you guys already know what this is. You've seen this review for this shoe a billion times. You know what it is. You've seen the tissue paper. You know what this is. This is Union. At this point, you know what shoe this is going to be, because it's not going to be the Storm Blues. It's not going to be the Black Toes. Those cost way too much. Maybe one day later down the road, I double back for maybe Storm Blue or the Black Toes. Anyway, they got this special tissue paper in here. It says lace. It comes with black and white and black, and the Union yellow. So this shows you like the laces and stuff that's on the tissue paper. Now these do come individually wrapped, but since these are being sold by a resale shop, of course they got to open them up, they got to check them out, they got to make sure they're legit, so they're not going to be wrapped up the same way they would if they were coming straight from Union or straight from Nike. So the tissue paper is kind of everywhere. Like I said, they had to legit check them, so the paper isn't going to be, wrapped up the way that they were. But let me take out the left shoe so you guys can see. And let me grab, I'll do this tissue paper in a second. And grab the right shoe here. So these are the Jordan 1 Unions that came out earlier this year. These are the thing they were calling these I'm Back or something like that. That was the gimmick for these or whatever. But if you've seen all of the Unions or whatever, you know the way that they do the Jordan 1s is they have one color at the bottom and a different color at the top, like a high top and a low top mixed together. The bottom part is the Chicago's, the top part is the Jordan 1 Shadows. So they merge both shoes. They come with 3 sets of laces, like I was showing you on the tissue paper. They come with the white and gray, the white and black, and the all yellow. So you can, you know, put whatever shoes you would like to, laces you would like to put into your shoes. The right shoe has a hang tag with the Jumpman on it. And the the tag with the Jumpman says Union. Mine's has a hair stuck to it. Not sure how that got on there. I had to wipe that off later. But I'm sure these were probably on the shelf, which is probably why somebody took their dirty hands looking at them off the shelf and got one of their nasty hairs stuck to it. But anyway, this particular shoe, it does have a aged midsole. So the midsole is sail, but the upper part of the shoe is white, red, and black. So they kind of look like the Lost and Founds or Jordan 1 Chicago, like I was telling you before. So they're white here on the toe, red around this part. The bottom is red like a standard Jordan 1. As far as how the outsole looks. The tongue is like this mesh spongy material, which is kind of like how most Jordan 1s are. But I don't think Jordan 1s typically have the inside of the tongue exposed, that little sponge material. So that's, exposed on these. The tongue is also 2 colors. So the bottom is like this light sail and the top is black. And it has like the standard Jordan 1's, label on it, but it just looks a little different. It's kind of like a more of a paper kind of texture, and it's a little bit longer than usual. On the inside, they do have all the laces wrapped up here, and then they got tissue paper. These do not come with shoe inserts. They come with tissue paper. So you push this back up in the shoe so we can try to take a look at the insole. But all of the laces are just kind of jumbled up and thrown together. This is how they were when they came from Union and Nike. They were just balled up together like that. The insoles look like the tissue paper. So I don't want to take the insoles out and all that. But I'm going to try to lift the laces up so I can show you guys what the insole kind of looks like so you can get an idea of it. So it's like all white. It says like Air Jordan. And then like behind the tissue paper, it has like different, writings about the laces and stuff like that, on the inside of the tongue. And on the right shoe, it's pretty much the same. Really no big difference here. Like I said, these had to have been sitting on the shelf there because you can tell they got a little bit of, they're not dirty or anything, but you can tell they got a little bit of little dust here and there that I'll have to just use the little duster thing and blow off. Nothing particularly different on the right shoe than the left other than the hang tag. And then also, like I mentioned before, it does have the regular tissue paper in here. So I'm going to try to push the tissue paper back up. And then you guys can see more of the writing on the inside of the insole there. But, yeah, I mean, patience paid off on this. If I had bought these resale back when they first dropped, this was basically like a $400 or $500 shoe earlier this year, but there was no way I was going to pay that. And before these dropped, they were like $1,000. So I wasn't going to do that right now. I can probably get a pair of the Storm Blues resale brand new for like $850 or something like that. Maybe next Black Friday. If there's another sale out there, maybe PayPal will do another 20% off or something like that, or 20% cash back. Save my money up throughout the year and try to get a pair of the Storm Blues or maybe the Black Toes. But at this point, there's very, very few places far and in between where you can find brand new Black Toes or Storm Blues that are actually legit. I do know of one place that does have a pair, so I will keep my eye out on that. And that's going to be my goal for next Black Friday, is maybe to get a pair of those. But there's a new set of Unions coming out at the beginning of the next year, so we'll see how those look. Maybe I just get those. call it a day, and then skip, paying the, skip paying the resale, excuse me, on the Storm Blues. It's been a long day, very, very tired, just getting ready to wrap up for the weekend. But please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Really appreciate you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you guys for watching. I'm so glad I was able to pick these up. And the thing that's crazy is that on my Spider-Man 2.0s, I had to buy those resale too, because for some odd reason, everybody bought them, thought they were going to have a high resale like the Origins, kept the shoes, and then I had to go buy on resale, and then they ended up tanking, and people lost their money on them when they should have just not bought the shoe and let people that wanted to wear the shoe buy them. But for some reason on my Spider-Man 2.0s, one of the toes looked like maybe they pushed the tissue paper up too much or something like that when they came from Nike or whatever, and I had to buy on resale, but one of the toes are like squished, and I just always kind of irk me. So I'm looking at these, and these are pretty much like a perfect pair. I don't really see any blemishes or any spots or any wrinkles. One quick thing that I will note that you guys will see on all of the Unions, all the Union Jordan 1s, like I said, they have the two colorways matching, but they always have like this thread going through the shoe to make it look like they're like sewed two shoes together. And that thread pattern is on the tongue. I'm sorry, excuse me 1 second, guys. My apologies. 5-year-old was going nuts for a second, so sorry about that. Anyway, the thing is, one of their signatures that all of their shoes, their Jordan 1s, always have some threading where they put the two colors together, and they put threading to kind of look like a Frankenstein kind of shoe where they merge the two shoes together. So that's always like a nice touch on all of the shoes. They all have that threading that goes around like they sewed the top of another silhouette on top of a low top shoe. But can't wait to get these on feet. Can't wait to rock these. Soon as the weather breaks and it gets a little warmer, these will be going straight on feet. My next goal from here is I want to get the Spider-Man Origins. If I get my hands on a pair of Spider-Man Origins, that would put me at 4 pairs of Chicago's, just different variants. The Spider-Man Origins 1, the 2.0s, the Lost and Founds, and then now these. And then after that, if I can get my hands on an actual pair of Chicago's, that would give me at 5 pairs, and I'm going to have like a whole line of Chicago's. So that'll be the goal. But appreciate you guys for tuning in. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I got another review coming in on Monday. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please have yourselves a blessed and a safe weekend.